Alright guys, what's going on? So we've got War 3 of Season 27 here, and today 4Loki's going to be facing the Alliance Elite. So going into the season, the idea was to win favorable matchups, take the L on like more, I guess like even matchups, or matchups where like even if we push we might not necessarily win, just to alleviate some stress. This alliance looked like it was more of a favorable matchup. It looks like they finished in like Platinum 1 or Platinum 2 last season. So we were definitely going to go for the win here today. So looking around at their map, nothing looks super crazy or overly difficult. Looks very winnable as long as we play relatively well. Yeah, so again, I'm not looking at this at these maps from the perspective of like, oh, what lanes am I going to be able to take? I'm mostly looking at them from the perspective of like what's best for everyone else, and just taking what's left over. And I think that this was DeLeon's first time planning a war mostly on his own. I'm pretty sure. Again, these are all kind of blending together. So I'm starting off on path 5 here in section 1. Darkhawk is the first fight here. He's pretty common. I think that we place him here as well, which is probably not smart in retrospect because he is just an easy 2 Corvus charges. But Quake makes this fight very easy. I'm just going to, I would normally fast forward through this, but it's actually super short. So all you want to do is get in the corner, knock him down when he has 2 concussions up. You're not going to get the Fury. He's not going to get the protection back. And that's it. The fight's pretty much over. It's just like literally a 0 node fight at this point. So, yeah, just going to, I did use a combat regen boost for this fight. I think that I had one in the overflow, and now they're available like every few days on a timer, which is awesome. So yeah, he goes down super easy, not a huge deal at all. Gonna move up here, and I'm gonna take this Kingpin now. So I've noticed a few people placing Kingpin here, and I don't get it because this is just like the ebb and flow knockdown node, and it gives him heavy hitter, but he already kind of has heavy hitter built into his kit. So I guess like the unstoppable does last like a little bit longer. You can't punish it, but I don't really care. Like it doesn't matter. You can parry him, like anyone that you're going to want to use for him. The heavy hitter doesn't come into play. Like that would be Apocalypse. You could use literally anybody with the White Magneto pre-fight, and yeah, it's just not going to matter. I wonder if Jabari would actually be a better placement here. Okay, so moving up here, we are going to Quake this Doctor Doom. And I did put on half suicides for this. Again, we were trying to win the war. And I'm going to show you a trick that you can use if the person who places Dr. Doom on Buffet or Power Snack, if they place with Limber. So you want to parry in the beginning. And right here, you're going to see, I'm going to pause it for a sec. Okay, see how much shorter his stun timer is than the concussion timer? That's what tells you how much Limber they placed with. And while the 2 concussions are up, you can see I just triggered Dexterity, and Power Snack didn't trigger. So I don't get the shock on me. That's safe to do if the person is running high Limber, and you're basically going to be able to tell that by how much the parry stun, or the stun timer with the like Aftershock and the concussions, how much overlap there is there. So I don't have to take a bunch of block damage in this fight anymore. I was able to dex, and I just didn't know if you guys were aware of that. If you weren't, now you know. Just be careful because sometimes the timing is a little bit tight and you might think you're going to be able to get it, but you can't. And I think that there's kind of a workaround to it too, where you just like charge fewer heavies and then the stun timer lasts less time. So right there, Made a mistake right at the end. Whatever, not worried about it. We did make it out. But had to like actually hit him, which is kind of weird. And I am boosting for this war pretty heavily. We really, it was made pretty clear to us that we needed to win. I'm going to do everything in my power to get DeLeon a 0 for his first war plan. So I'm just trying to do my part here. And I'm going to take Nick Fury on node 23 here. This can be good placement. I have almost gotten killed here. If he goes unblockable and he gets super passive, this node can definitely get you pretty jammed up because he, you can't block hit him when he gets like that. And yeah, it's just, that happened to me last season, I think, and it almost killed me. So here you can see we've managed to keep our spore damage pretty high. Gonna try to bait out the special too. But he didn't want to throw it right away, so we're gonna lock in our spores. Again, this is from like a week ago now. And this fight is over. So very easy. That fight went super smoothly. It does have the potential, if RNG is not on your side, to go a little bit sideways. I was already boosted for this fight. And I think DeLeon was actually supposed to take this fight, but he was busy. So I just volunteered to go in here and take it. And you can see that because of my boost, I'm just like losing massive chunks of health. During like a normal season where we do PR, me going in here and taking this fight would not be an option, like at all, because that would be kind of rude to snake somebody else's PR points. But in this particular instance, I don't think DeLeon cared, and he was doing stuff with his family, so not a huge deal here. About a minute-long fight, and it is over. So we are going to scoot up here to path 3 in section 2, and I was actually kind of nervous about this fight, this guillotine fight, because I have seen people accidentally like take a blocked hit, get touched in some way without a bleed immune champion on this node, and it is not good. It is scary. I think that you could potentially die just from the one hit. So I am not trying to parry. I am not the best Quaker either. I mean, I don't think I'm bad with Quake, but sometimes I accidentally parry, sometimes I try to parry and I accidentally block. But luckily Guillotine has such a small health pool that she's just going to go down. I didn't even fast forward through this fight. That's how quick it is. So yeah, that's it. It was like 30 seconds. And I was able to hit her there because she had 2 concussions up, so not going to get the bleed on me. And then this, a pretty goofy placement. This is Mole Man on, oh, I forget what it's called, where you block hit them and they gain armor, explosive personality. But there's literally never a time where you would be tempted to block hit Mole Man because he will go unstoppable and like counterpunch you. So I don't know why he's here. I'm assuming they were just like looking for a place to throw him, and this just kind of worked out. But I think he's better suited on a node that normally you would want to Quake. That's just me though. And it looks like we've got one more fight here. So I did go ahead and remove dexterity for this fight. I've taken it before. Again, probably didn't need to remove dexterity, just wanted to be extra safe. So here we go. This is Killmonger. I don't know if it looks like just a rank 2 Killmonger actually. So the idea here is to just out damage, basically just melt him. That's the whole thing with this particular fight. You don't want to use anyone where you need to use special attacks necessarily. This is going to be my last fight with Omega. I should have locked in my spores a little bit earlier, but not a huge deal. This fight is over. And yeah, again, that was actually the end of my war. And let me tell you, this war did not end the way we thought it would. We tied them 6-6. So this was pretty annoying. I think we gave up some like silly deaths or some, I don't even know what happened. Honestly, I do not even know what happened here. Pretty frustrating. Yeah, I just don't know. So after this war ended, it was kind of like, okay, now we're kind of deep into tier 2. It's going to take more than one war to get back into tier 1. We're trying to finish in Platinum 1, ideally. You know, that's kind of like what was told to people, is that even when we don't push, we still win like favorable matchups. And in the past, we've, you know, 4 Loki has finished in Platinum 1. I haven't been here during an off season, so I don't know how valid that is. I'm sure it is valid. But if we're losing wars like this, like our next season, we're going to be like clawing to get into Platinum 1 or to get into like the bottom 10 of Masters. So at this point, our next war, we're like, okay, we really do need to win our next war. So we'll see how that goes. Our war rating's pretty low. Hopefully we get a favorable matchup. I already know what happens. You guys will see probably in a day from now what happens. But all right, so that's it for this one. I will catch you guys in the next one.